April 30th, 1945. Berlin crumbles under artillery fire, the Reich's heartbeat flatlining. The official narrative, Hitler and Eva Braun, newlyweds of mere hours, sealed themselves in the Führer bunker's concrete tomb. Cyanide capsules crushed between teeth, a Walther pistol's final report, their bodies drenched in gasoline, reduced to cinders by trembling loyalists. This is history's verdict. But what if we've been deceived for 8 decades? Envision this. As Soviet shells scream overhead, Hitler and Eva aren't preparing for death. They're executing an escape. Through a labyrinthine tunnel, footsteps urgent on slick stone, they emerge where a Junkers aircraft waits, engines hungry. Destination, Argentina's embrace. Not a charred corpse, but a Bavarian chalet nestled beside Nahuelhuapi Lake. Alpine architecture, delicate curtains dancing in Patagonian breezes. Nazi treasure finances everything. Tehran's government looks deliberately away. Declassified intelligence documents tantalize. 1955, a former SS officer, voice-breaking, testifies to seeing Hitler, now Adolf Schuttelmayer, alive in Bariloche's mountain shadow. Reports suggest he survived until 1962, while Eva raised their daughter Ursula in provincial obscurity. Did the architect of genocide trade infamy for anonymity, mocking history itself? Perhaps the deception runs deeper. Imagine Soviet forces storming the bunker, discovering 2 unidentifiable burned bodies. They triumphantly display a skull fragment, Hitler's trophy. Yet in 2009, DNA analysis shatters the narrative. Female, under 40 years old. Eva, or calculated misdirection? Theories implicate Müller of the Gestapo, orchestrating the execution of body doubles, incinerating them as decoys while the real targets vanished through Berlin's subterranean veins. Stalin himself played both sides, first announcing Hitler's death, then suggesting Spanish sanctuary. Was that skull fragment deliberate misinformation, one prop in history's greatest disappearing act? Now descend further into speculation's abyss. Antarctica, 1945, a wasteland of white silence. Pre-war Germany claimed New Swabia, staking flags in pristine ice. Consider Hitler escaping aboard a U-boat, metal hull groaning through tempestuous seas to a fortress beneath ancient ice. Whispers persist of revolutionary technology, disc-shaped aircraft, elite soldiers waiting for Resurrection Day. Imagine him wrapped in furs, breath crystallizing in polar darkness, commanding an empire of isolation. Did he exchange Berlin's inferno for an Arctic empire, watching civilization rebuild from afar? Or perhaps the truth is more mundane. Brazil's Mato Grosso, anonymity in verdant wilderness. One account claims he traveled through Paraguay, reinventing himself as Adolf Leipzig, honoring Bach's birthplace. By the 1980s, a nonagenarian, spine curved with secrets, befriended by locals oblivious to his past. One photograph, grainy but haunting, those unmistakable eyes, anchors the legend. They say he raised chickens, became addicted to television dramas, while reconnaissance satellites passed unknowingly overhead. Did history's monster trade genocide for gardening, finding peace despite his crimes? Yet evidence circles back. Gunsche, Hitler's own adjutant, witnessed those bodies burn. Dental records match perfectly. Distinctive work, gold bridges. In 2018, French scientists examined preserved fragments. Poison residue, gunshot trauma. He died there, surely. Still, those intelligence reports, that misidentified skull, those submarine records, they corrode certainty. Argentina's remote lakes, Antarctica's desolate vastness, Brazil's impenetrable jungles, each location a strand in conspiracy's web. Did Hitler perish in that bunker, or did he vanish into history's shadows, laughing at our collective blindness? The question remains, but once you've glimpsed these possibilities, your understanding of history will never be the same. And, May 20th, 2019, Kyiv buzzes with anticipation. A man steps onto the presidential stage, not a seasoned politician, not a war-hardened general, but a comedian. Volodymyr Zelensky, a 41-year-old entertainer with a raspy voice and a quick wit, has just won Ukraine's highest office in a landslide. 73% of the vote. How does a TV star, known for making people laugh, become the leader of a nation teetering on the edge of chaos? Buckle up. This is a story of audacity, charm, and a gamble that shocked the world. Born in 1978 in Kryvyi Rih, a gritty Soviet steel town, Zelensky grew up in a Jewish family under the shadow of communism. His early years weren't gilded. 4 years in Mongolia as a toddler, then back to Ukraine's industrial heartland. Law school beckoned, but the stage called louder. At 17, he joined a comedy troupe, Kvartal 95, turning post-Soviet hardship into laughter. Picture it, a young Zelensky cracking jokes in smoky clubs across Ukraine and Russia, his troupe a lifeline in a crumbling world. By the 2000s, he's a household name, voicing Paddington Bear, starring in rom-coms, even cutting a rug on Dancing with the Stars. But the role that changes everything? A fictional president in Servant of the People. On screen, he's a school teacher thrust into power, railing against corruption. Off-screen, Ukraine's reality mirrors the script. Oligarchs, unrest, a war in the East simmering since 2014. That war, Russian-backed separatists in Donbass, casts a long shadow. By 2018, Ukraine's fed up. President Petro Poroshenko, a chocolate tycoon, reeks of the old guard. Enter Zelensky. New Year's Eve 2018, he announces his candidacy on TV, hijacking the usual political platitudes with a grin and a promise. End corruption, bring peace. Skeptics scoff. A comedian? No experience? Some smell a puppet, whispering of oligarch Ihor Kolomoisky pulling strings. But Zelensky's charm, his everyman vibe, his social media savvy, hooks millions. He's not stiff suits and empty slogans. He's the guy next door, amplified by a digital army. April 2019, he crushes Poroshenko, 73% to 24%. Ukraine bets big. Power's a different beast. He dissolves parliament, his party, named after his show, sweeps in. Early wins dazzle, anti-corruption laws, a pro-West tilt. He's a good visionary, says Daria Kaleniuk, an anti-corruption activist, praising his intent. But cracks show fast. The Donbass peace talks falter. Russia's Vladimir Putin dangles passports to separatists, smirking. At home, critics growl. He's too soft, too green. Then July 2019, a phone call with Donald Trump. Dig up dirt on Biden, Trump presses. Zelensky sidesteps, but the scandal stains him. Impeachment in Washington. Whispers of weakness in Kyiv. War looms closer. 2021. Russian troops mass at the border. Zelensky's approval dips. 25% by late 2021. Zelensky has a controversial reputation, snaps Kaleniuk, condemning his management. He surrounds himself with yes men. He downplays invasion warnings, urging calm. Then February 24th, 2022. Russia strikes, Kyiv trembles, but Zelensky stays. I need ammunition, not a ride, he tells the US. Olive drab replacing his suit. Overnight, he's a wartime icon, 90% approval, Churchill comparisons. From comedy stages to bunker broadcasts, he's Ukraine's defiant voice. So who is he? A dreamer who outran his script, or an actor out of his depth? Ukraine's bet on Zelensky was a leap into the unknown, part miracle, part mess. Today, he's a global symbol, but at home, the jury's still out. Did he rise to lead a nation, or just play the part? You tell me, this story's far from over.